Here we are, Glock Gen 3, quarter model. We're going to see how it shoots today, see how it works out of the holster, and if there's any real benefit to recoil reduction. Stand by.
Hey everyone, Mr. Man Talks back again with another one. Glock Gen 3 17C. We're going to be going over this one, the reason I bought it, real quick overview of it, how it did at the range, and my overall impressions. So real quick overview of this. Glock 17C Gen 3. It is a Gen 3 frame with a Gen 3 mag release, 17 length slide. This one is different because it has the ports. So it's ported on the barrel. It's also ported on the slide to allow gases to escape. I'm going to end up rolling in some video here, but this is what it looks like on lockback. It shot pretty good. My expectations when I bought this was to have a fun range gun. It could also, if it's a Glock 17, it could be used as a DD gun, range gun. Any scenario you use it for, home defense would be fine. Believe it or not, even with the added blast from the ports in the barrel, it really didn't affect much. When I do get to the shooting portion, I roll in the video, you'll see what I'm talking about. It did kick off a lot of smoke from the cartridges, and you couldn't really see a blast. I'll try to slow it down and look, but I don't think the blast was there. It was daytime. I'm not worried about losing night vision. If you ever shot a firearm at night, you still get a blast out the front. So I don't think that was too much of an issue. I did do a separate video showing putting on the Talon grips. Added a Streamlight TLR1 HL onto this one. It's actually pretty bright. I added an extended magazine release and extended slide release. So go ahead and look for that video if you're interested in those modifications. That's the only thing I did to it. No modifications to the inside of the firearm, nothing to the trigger, nothing to the disconnect or anything like that. Left it all completely stock. So let's move on to the next part, how it's shot. You know, what were my expectations when I bought this to shoot it? I expected to shoot a lot flatter, not have as much muzzle flip. I know it's a 9mm, and people say, "Oh, why would you do that 9mm?" I don't know if you looked out there, but there's a ton of 9mm coming out with barrel compensators, either threaded on or pinned on or permanently attached, or like this one Glock did. It's a standard barrel. They put cuts into the barrel, and they also put cuts into the slide, very similar to a G34, except for it has this bridge right here, which allows the gases to vent either to the right or left. Obviously, the G34 does not have a ported barrel. I've seen that you can do it if you want to customize it. So this is a compromise for me between a Glock 19 and a Glock 17. I have plenty of Glock 19s. Glock 17 was more appealing to me because of the longer grip. And like I said, it was, for me, this is a range gun. This might pull double duty for me, though, as a second home defense handgun. My primary is a 17 Gen 5 with an optic on it. So if I was going to go that route, I would pull one of my SROs and I would have this milled and install it onto this. So I'm going to roll in some footage here, show you some of the shooting footage that I had and time at the range and how it actually reacted to 115, 124 grain rounds. I did not put any hollow points or 147s through it, but this will give you a general idea with some range ammo how it works. As you can see, the muzzle flip, muzzle rise wasn't as pronounced as maybe another G17 without ports in it. It was pretty flat shooting, got back on target quickly, but you can see all the expansion of the gases, how it shot out the top. It was pretty interesting. It was about an 80-degree day. You know, I think it was about 11 or 12, 11 o'clock in the morning, 12 noon. And it was a very
nicer once
sunny day with a little bit of overcast. I don't know if it comes across on the video, but you can definitely see the venting of the gases from the top of that slide, top of that barrel.
There you go.
I enjoyed it. I ran some drills with it from the holster. It worked great. The one thing that I did notice is, if you've ever heard brass to face,
headshot.
this handgun 17. Now inside you're going to have your ejector. This is a Gen 3, so it's a Gen 3 ejector. I did have a couple of instances where the ejection pattern was kind of erratic. I tried 6 different magazines in this handgun, and for the most part, it ejected this way, probably about at 3 o'clock, 3:30, 4 o'clock. It cleared maybe 2, 3 feet. Occasionally, one would just spit out the top and come up and over my head. If this continues, or if I notice that it gets worse, I have a Gen 4 extractor actually on standby. I'll just pull the metal portion of the extractor and replace the Gen 3 and see how it works. From what I understand, that seems to fix a lot of the problems that people have with the brass to face issue. Um, Other than that, no issues shooting. The grips actually helped keep it in my hand. I'm using the rubberized version of the Talon grips. I might upgrade to the sandpaper. I do like the sandpaper version because it just sticks to your hand. And if you own a Gen 3 Glock, you know that this does not have any type of grip or traction on it whatsoever. It moves around in your hand a little bit. I know the sandpaper one just sticks in your hand, but I don't like using it for any type of carry. I don't like it in a holster. It tends to wear faster, in my opinion, and you'll have to replace it. Granted, it's only $20, but it's still something that you'd have to upgrade. Okay, so now that I've talked about shooting, let's close it out with my final analysis and what I like and don't like about this handgun. Okay, what don't I like about this handgun? It's a Gen 3. I really wish that they made a ported model in Gen 5. It would be pretty darn cool. It has a Gen 3 mag release. While this isn't normally a problem for me, I have a little bit larger hands. I do know that I prefer the Gen 4, Gen 5 magazine release. This is a lot larger. It's easier to activate. This one is a little nub. It's always been a little nub on 1 through 3s. Finger grooves. Cannot stand the finger grooves. I'm just one of those people. I tried to minimize it by putting on this Talon grip. It does help. It fills in this spot right here. And when I'm shooting, honestly, I don't notice it, but I'd prefer to not have it like a Gen 2s, 4s, and 5s. It doesn't have an interchangeable backstrap, although you can get a piece that goes attaches through this pin, and it gives you a little bit of beaver tail. I think they're like $20. Same thing on Amazon. Other than that, and not having an optic cut because it is a Gen 3. Not that I have to put an optic on here. Options are great though. It's just something that even if I don't put an optic on an optic ready handgun, I like to have that option of it being optic ready and having the ability to switch it up when I want to switch it up. I did upgrade the sights on here. These are 3-dot sights by Trijicon. They are not, there you go. They are not night, they don't glow in the dark type thing. They're not night sights. These are just 3-dot white steel sights, 40, $45 online. I upgrade all my Glocks this. I think only a few have night sights. I'm not a fan of night sights, but we all have our preferences, don't we? Porting. Now, if it matters to you, this thing hasn't been cleaned yet, but you can't really see, but there's a lot of discoloration from all the gases that discharge from it. So this is going to be going for a bath as soon as this video is over. But porting didn't interfere with it, didn't bother me. Shooting it, it was on target, it shot flat, it returned to battery just the same as a Glock 17, same internal, same same recoil springs, same everything else. They just cut ports in the barrel, so it functioned as it should. No malfunctions whatsoever. I didn't have anything hanging up or not ejecting or anything weird like that. So overall, I'm pretty impressed with it. I'll keep on shooting this. I'll keep on taking it to the range. I enjoy it. I have multiple Glocks. It seems to be the gun that I started with shooting a Glock's Gen 2 G19, and ever since then I've liked Glocks. So this is one of those handguns that I'll probably hold on to for a while. I really enjoy shooting it, and the only reason I bought it is it's unique. I don't know the last time they made the ones with the ports, but I think the 17s have been a while. I think last year they let 19s out, put 19s out, but the full size frames seem to be getting this treatment for just a Gen 3. So hopefully, if you have a chance to shoot it, enjoy it. Let me know what your thoughts are. What modifications would you make to this if this was your handgun? Would you buy a ported model? That's the thing. Do you think that it makes a difference, or is it just another Glock? Let me know. Please leave your comments below. Like this video if you like the content I just made, and go ahead and subscribe. I'd appreciate it. And I'll see you on the next video. Thanks.